It was,
Not a good one.
no, I think it was like 85.
Ugh,
Oh,
That was,
yeah,
that was a little low.
yeah, yeah.
So I think that's probably why I feel a little sleepy.
yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Well, I'm feeling stable.
You're feeling better than us now. Making David feel good.
I think it was 105 over 63 this morning.
Oh, you're fine.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
take it, yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised I was able to find this place today.
You hadn't been here for a
Oh,
while.
quite a while, yeah.
We haven't moved.
No.
The roads haven't changed.
You know the funny thing though, and I almost did it this morning, went right by your house.
You wanted to go to the school.
I get it.
Yeah, I've done that more than once.
Oh, yeah.
That DVD that you gave me, David, about Rick Barrett,
Uh-huh.
I can't play it.
Oh, well,
It keeps getting jammed.
kid's old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I go online, you know, I'm trying to find a warm-up. And, like, you know, what we did that day.
Yep.
And, I watched a lot of his stuff. But I haven't found
Well, he's coming back October 20th,
oh, I'll be around.
so you can refresh your
Oh, that would be exciting.
memory on that.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's going on this time?
He hasn't let me know that yet. We got a date,
Oh,
and the space is confirmed, so that's a start.
Be the same
Yeah.
place?
Yeah.
Okay.
mm.
No, we like that place, so
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's just
that's a
right.
good space,
yeah.
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 So
You think that wordy guy will be there again?
very likely. The same people seem to keep showing up.
Yeah. I think I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. He disagreed with him a few times. Well, once in particular that I remember.
That's all right.
Oh, well.
That's crazy. Hmm.
Well, the tin shell likes your energy.
Mm.
That's a good start.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you've had 6 weeks to practice.
Damn, I knew that was coming out.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like that.
Are you okay?
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Mm.
I am working on it.
Mm.
Okay.
I'm not 100% yet, but
You look,
6 weeks ago, I had
Right.
about 2 weeks of intense pain, the second worst pain I've ever had in my life.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't practice for 4 weeks,
Mm.
which I have never had a
Mhm.
period that long that I didn't practice.
Mm.
So
It's a month.
where I am now is a huge improvement. I may from time to time need to sit down and rest, but I went through everything in the 8 gates this morning pretty well. So,
Good.
So, practice or not, do you arrive with any questions?
Can't think of any offhand.
So, what would be the best place to focus this morning? What part of this practice at least for this week?
For this week? Probably go through the 8 gates.
Sounds reasonable. You know, I was watching a video of Rick, and he had some guy in some kind of a hole, one of his students, and he had the guy just,
Point and reach.
yeah, and yes, and it just broke it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, I don't feel anything.
Yeah, you really don't feel much of
No.
anything when you do it. But the energy comes right off of, right out of your bottom of your foot, under the floor, wherever you wanna start.
The earth.
Yeah. Yeah, point and reach. Don't use your shoulder.
Right, it has to be relaxed. It's primarily intent. And it's not trying.
It's not.
You're not trying to do that.
I see. Okay.
You're
I was afraid
allowing
that.
it to happen,
Hmm.
which is pretty much what we're doing all the time, ideally. It's pretty hard to get to that point, but we are trying to do that. And in order to do that, here we are back again, you have to practice. Because you have to get to the point where you don't have to think about what you're doing. Because thinking gets in the way.
Well, you know, the one that really amazed me was, you know, when you start, and he was talking about no matter where he was in, you know, going down into the right, stepping out with the left, no matter where he was stable.
Yep.
Which, that just doesn't come just like that.
No, but you know, it's interesting. This came up the other day in another class. Because certainly finding that stable point where you can step without effort. Bruce, interestingly enough, in talking about this, and when he was in Taiwan, he was having trouble apparently with that, with a couple of teachers, and so he got two different directions, really talking about the same thing. One was to sink your butt into your foot. So indeed that's what we are trying to do, is drop the energy down, not to hold it up in the top. The one I always liked is an older Chinese woman said to him, "You have to fuck your foot."
Yeah.
What?
You've got to get that energy to go. So that's a key part of it, because if you don't have the structure and the energy dropping into the foot and initially into the heel of the foot, actually,
Yeah.
it's just not there. But it can be there. But it again, it's practice. It's finding where that is for you. So yeah, I understand. I mean, um, I'm definitely not 100% stable, particularly at this point. But I can do it some of the time.
Yeah, I found practicing in the dark helps.
Mm-hmm. Or with eyes closed.
Or with your eyes closed. In the dark with your eyes closed. 'Cause I had the same problem. And I found that I actually had to move my body over. I mean, it is ball knee qua in that order.
Mm-hmm.
But then your body's gotta be, the center of gravity's gotta be over your foot.
Yep.
It can't be out here hoping you're gonna,
right.
this is gonna support it. And just
doesn't
kind
work.
of doing it really slow. And, cause same thing, what I would do is like going onto that foot, I kinda shove myself over. That's just gonna get you in trouble.
Yep.
You know, you kind of push and hope that you stop when you reach equilibrium. And a lot of times you don't. But it has, you shouldn't even be doing that. It should just come right up and you should be over it.
And when you find that point, stepping out is effortless. So easy.
Yeah.
No effort at all. Because if you're struggling to maintain your balance, then
You're gonna get pushed over.
yeah.
It's a good practice when you put your socks on. In the morning.
Are you standing up putting your socks on?
Yeah, I usually do, and if I can't do that, I end up sitting down or putting one hand out, but that's really that's when I do the practice. I mean, it's like, if you're gonna put your sock on, you gotta be able to support yourself with the opposite leg, and not just kinda go quick and then fall back.
And just in the basic walk is where you really develop that, I think. You can walk. Because you have those moments, hopefully at 5, when you're able to just rotate slightly and put that foot out empty. Or kick if you need to.
Yeah.
So, doing it slowly is really, Master Joe often emphasized how important it was early on to really move very slowly. Because if you go quickly, then you don't discover those things. You don't realize what you're doing incorrectly. So let's begin. Actually, let's do the standing first.
Yeah.
So stepping out. Just taking that moment to really feel where you are. Feel your structure. Feel where your feet are on the ground. And feel where your head is, lifted, opening slightly at the base of the skull. Making sure that the feet are soft, not clenched. The ankles relaxed and calves relaxed. Knees and thighs and hips relaxed, but not limp. Everything extending but not stretching. And flowing into the 8 gates. So twisting and bending. Twisting out. Remember that as you inhale and twist in, you like to move the weight subtly towards the toe and towards the heel as you exhale and extend out. How was that?
That was pretty good.
Good, good, yeah.
So, I guess the one thing I would say for both of you is to keep working on finding that circular movement of the elbow. It's very easy to just do this with everything. But when you find that circularity, then you can begin to relax the shoulder and let that elbow move the scapula. And one of the beauties of this particular practice, the standing practice, is that you're doing it in a lot of different positions, which trains you to be able to do it in a lot of different positions later on, in all the rest of what we do. So it's really an important element.
Yeah.
Connecting the elbow to the ground and keeping it moving and not just bending.
I wish you had told us that before we started.
Well, I've only told you that about a dozen times
Oh.
before.
Oh.
But that's okay. So just start again and go into this position, because this one is one of the easy ones to do, because you can get that circularity. As a matter of fact, you can gently close your fists instead of focusing on what the hands and fingers are doing, and simply focus on how do I get that little bit of circle in the elbow. And what does that do? It pushes the scapula in towards the spine and pulls the scapula out, away from the spine. Better. So do you have a question about that? Does that make sense to you? Because that's really an important element in connecting to the spine. Because if you can't get the connection from the elbow to the scapula, you can't get the energy to go to your spine.
I think what I tend to do is to move the scapula first, to pull the elbow in. You know, because I can do that.
Yeah, well, you can. And eventually, you're not just focusing on the elbow, but getting that circular movement is eventually, it just causes the movement. It's very easy. You don't have to think about, okay, I'll push the scapula in and now I'll pull the scapula out. Yeah, you could do that. But generally that creates a little bit of tension in there instead of simply moving it.
Yeah, no, I was using this movement of the scapula to move the elbow, which is just the opposite of what you're saying.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah, and also to get the up and down.
Yeah, and then there's also the spine bend too, just to confuse things, but we don't need to go there. We don't need to do that today.
Or what?
The spine bend.
The C curve, the bend the bow and shoot the arrow is actually translation of the Chinese. You've both worked on Dragon and Tiger.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Should be doing that at least once a week. So that, if you, I don't know if you remember, but there was an exercise we did in there when we were learning movement 2, which is a really great one for opening up that elbow movement, because the elbow goes down, it comes in and up, goes over, and comes back down again. So it starts out a bit, it's not here, but here. But it's going to do this and this, so it makes more than a circle. And it's a really, at the same time, your arm is extending, so you get that there's something else going on besides just circling the elbow.
Do that again, please.
So the elbow drops, goes in, up, out, and down. And that's the ideal way to make that movement. It's a little more subtle than that when you're actually doing the movement, but that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So start with palm up. Because if you remember, this is pulling the energy from the heart to the shoulders nest, down the arm, and out into the hand, so it can be released. Nothing to it.
Someday somebody's gonna bop you over the head when
I
you
know.
say that.
And I deserve it. Yes. It's okay. And it's important to, if you're going to practice that you do it with both arms. Do one and then the other. Because you're trying to feel that movement of the energy through the arm, as well as the connection of the scapula. So it is a really good exercise, I have to say, for developing that awareness of the circularity of the elbow movement. And also, one of the things I like about that movement as a practice is learning to do it and keep the elbow pointing downward towards the earth, not letting it lift to the side. Because as soon as you do this, that begins to interrupt the flow of the energy. So it needs to be where the shoulder is relaxed and the elbow is more or less down. So notice that where you are at that point is not where you want to be. You don't want the elbow here, you want the elbow here. Because that's what we're doing in all these different places. So, a little something. So the walk. So doing the walk is where you can really work on that balance issue. Because in walk, we're doing that. And one of the things I will say, because this is an issue for me, has been my whole Tai Chi life, is keeping your head up. As soon as the head goes here, you're off balance.
Mhm.
So it is really important to keep the head up. And it starts with spiraling down into the right, and now you want to have balance at this point. So it's not bend over, it's just sink into that right foot, which then allows you to rotate and step empty and come into center. So there's the first place where you do it. And then in stepping out, you're going to sit on that left foot and rotate through and step empty. And in the walk, we shift forward and turn forward to begin. And then we have 1, 2. And this is another place to be aware of your stability. You're not at 100%. You're at 60%. And then you're going to pick up the right toe and turn on 3. And then 4 is very subtly rotating and shifting. And by the time you get to 5, you want to be balanced. And you don't want the weight on your toe. You want the weight more towards your heel. But remember that ball, knee, quad, you have to, the foot has to have the connection of the ball of the foot too. Your emphasis can be on the heel without losing that. And then when you find that, then you can rotate. Well, I didn't do it that time myself, but when you sit on it, you can rotate through and step empty. And in the walk, 7 shifts forward, 8 rotates. So there are lots of places where you can work on. Keep your head up and your eyes up. You're shifting from here, Bill. Shift from here. Yeah.
I see. Wait a minute.
Ah, look at that. Good work. Dave, another thing that will help you, I think, is don't go up when you shift
Yeah, I
forward.
still do a lot of up and down.
Yeah.
Should be just kind
That
of.
was that old training that.
Somehow it got stuck in there.
Yeah. You have to let go of that.
Okay, I'll work on it.
But it will help. If you're going up, you're not helping
You
your
lose,
root.
yeah, you're losing your root when you do that. I can
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
So if I just kind of 10-toe rule.
but put your foot straight or straighter.
Straighter. That helps with the turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was better Bill, in terms of being balanced there. But also you need to have that little bit of rotation to move the leg. The leg does not move independently of the body. If one part is still, all parts are still. That's from the Wu Zhiang classic. Better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Questions about that?
No, that's good. Just gotta remember to put my head up.
Yeah.
I know it.
That's
childhood trauma.
I have that issue myself. I completely understand. And yet, once you start doing it, really being aware of it, you're immediately aware of the difference it makes.
Yeah, things become a little clearer.
Yeah, and you can focus when you're trying to find that stability of balance. You can find a point to focus on.
Yeah, that's I do that with walking meditation.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I'm better at. This one, I think I'm trying to think more about what I'm supposed to be doing.
What's really amazing is that it's the simple stuff, like that walk.
Yeah.
It's not as simple, is it?
No. But you've got to get the walk,
Right.
because it's the basis of all the rest of the practice.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's arm movement that hopefully is coming from the movement of your body, which starts in the walk.
Well, I certainly wasn't getting my weight in the right place when I
Yeah.
have to move. Yeah.
Good.
And it's funny when you say you put your weight on your heel, but I can feel it on my instep too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not saying move all your weight to your heel,
Yeah.
but there's a very subtle shift in the weight, and in the standing work that's happening too. As a matter of fact, that's as always, that's a good place to work on it, because you're towards your toe and towards your heel, towards your toe and towards your heel, and I doubt that you can see very much movement, but it's all coming from here, and it's very subtle. It's just enough to change the energetic focus, because Yong Chuan at the bubbling well is most effective at drawing energy up, and Xin Yan at the heel is most effective on sinking energy into the earth. So that subtle movement goes through everything. Nothing to it, but you don't get it without practice, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you say it enough, we'll probably get there.
Well, it took me, I think I figured at one point that it took me about 5 years to learn that. From the time I first started Tai Chi. So, if that's at all encouraging.
You know, the energy part of it was never there for me. It was just doing the movements.
Mhm.
I did it for all those years.
Well, you were getting some effect.
But yeah, there was
energy.
definitely benefit from it. Yes.
Some people just have a really hard time feeling the energy. And some people don't. I mean, it's like everything else. It's not consistent.
I'm happy when I can feel it in my hands and up the arm. I haven't gotten any further than that.
Well, that's a
That's
good start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, you can feel it in the legs all the way through the feet and up through the top of the head. It moves very nicely over the top of the head. Eventually. It's doing it already, but you feel it eventually.
Yeah.
It's a little stronger, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with heaven and earth.
Yeah, heaven and earth is really good training for that. You gotta put all the parts in.
Yeah.
So, single arm practice.
Single arm.
You don't know what I'm talking about, Bill?
The what?
This one.
The wave? Are you talking about the wave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the wave. Wave. So take what you just did with the walk into this. What's that arm doing out there?
Which one?
That one.
Yeah.
What's it doing?
It's coming in.
Yeah,
It's
so
on
the
its
first
way in.
movement has to be across the center line of the body.
That's okay. So it's come on. Yeah, but the body's
Yeah, so
doing
what's
this.
also happening is you're extending your arm instead of bending your arm, and it's starting to bend at that point. So that brings it in and across.
But
thought you're out to the side.
Yeah. This has always been the one.
Yes, it has.
Yeah,
So you're here,
yeah.
so when you start this,
Oh, I gotta be more.
it's gotta go this way.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
Oh.
and keep
I don't
dropping
think I
the
ever-
elbow, cause that'll release your shoulder. Yeah. You gotta get the S, but that's
I'm not
much
getting the
better.
S curve in there. Cause it's gotta go.
Boom, boom. Yes,
There we go.
there
And a
you
little
go.
more room for
Good.
that. That's better. Yeah.
I can't even remember where to start.
Oh, well.
That's a fine how do you do.
After we've stepped out and gone into our right bow stance, we're starting from here,
Yep.
and it's 7, 8 up to the top, 1, enter the S curve, 2, 3/4 the way through, 3, complete the S curve, 4, bring the left arm in, 5, 6, you're holding the ball top and bottom, 7, rotate and shift, halfway through, tracing the ball, and 8, complete to the top and bottom. Nothing to it. Go back and start at the beginning again.
Yeah.
Good. So, other than the left arm section that through the S curve, that was pretty good. So, one of the things is go to where you're in your left bow stance and facing forward.
Yep.
So the first thing is, if you release this qua, how far can you rotate without over rotating, keeping the 4 points together?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to determine how much is there here, because that's the controlling movement in terms of coordinating everything together. And actually it's the right foot forward, isn't it? Sorry. No, it's the left foot. To myself. I'm all right. So you've got to come across the center and through the S curve and you're 3/4 of the way through the S curve by the time you complete that rotation, so that turning completes the S curve. Does that make sense there?
Yeah.
It's because it doesn't matter. I mean, if you if you only have that much rotation, then the arm movement is gonna have to move a lot faster to get there in time. So, this is, this is Tai Chi. This is coordinating an arm movement with the movement of the body and leg.
Okay.
Does that, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, straight, absolutely, good catch. That was better, definitely better. When
My
you're,
arm has to move a little
when you're at this
faster.
point, drop the elbow. Because if you start here, that leads into lock. If you have the elbow dropped, then you can let the elbow keep dropping, and it makes that whole arm movement easier. Good. That was better. Nothing to it.
Nothing to it.
You know that, I mean, I say this all the time, but it's certainly the case that none of this is anything but simple.
Mm-hmm.
It just isn't easy. It's just, I mean, it's not anything that I think you can't understand. It's just hard getting it into our bodies.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, because you get, you know, that moving slow business, because when you can swoosh over stuff when you're moving fast.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's
And,
right.
Yeah, that's what I do. I smush.
You smush through it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's really important to recognize that. And the other thing, undoubtedly I've said this before, but if there is a particular point where you're having difficulty or a particular posture, don't just keep flowing through the whole thing.
Just
Do
let
that
them know.
piece 10 times.
Mm.
Find out what it is that's giving you, you know, a problem.
Yeah.
Because until you understand what you're doing incorrectly or what's getting in the way, it's very hard to change it.
Well, it's nice, like just that the movement of the lower body instead of me. You know, that was big,
It is big.
and I didn't realize I was doing
Well, I think, you know, one of the things is that in the West, I think there's a tendency to lead with the chest
that. Yeah.
and the weight forward.
Mm-hmm.
You can often tell somebody who has studied Tai Chi when they walk into a room because their weight is back.
Yeah.
It's not forward. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna be gone from August 31st to
Yep.
October 5th.
Whoa.
Maine.
You going up to Maine?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
They do that every year.
Yeah.
Yes, every year.
Yeah.
And I come back healthier than when
Oh, I found out when I go on retreat.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the food's different.
Yeah.
Number one. I'm not living off a bag of potato chips.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we do a lot of cooking when we're up in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we loved Maine.
Yeah. Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
what, you wanna go on, or, where are you at the moment?
Do the form?
Sure.
Yeah. Make sure I still remember it. No, I remember, that's one I do every once in a while.
That's good.
And, especially on the boardwalk, just to keep people away from me.
I used to do that on the beach, and it would keep people away from me.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that must be good in the sand, I don't know how you do that.
It's tough.
It's,
Although
yeah.
I was more inclined on the beach to do Chensijian or
Oh, okay.
Qigong.
Yeah.
But still, people would stop.
Mm. They got a few more now that actually know what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it was like, you know, step around this guy, you never know what they're gonna do.
So, there are things about the movement in the form that are different, of course, than the movement in
Yes.
the other parts. The stepping out is the same, it being morning. If you're practicing in the afternoon, remember you want to step out with the left foot. So stepping forward, and now remember there's a slight sink as you shift forward. And then rotate, ward off right. Back, turning out, turning in. Push down, push down. Step, shift, and press forward. Step in, step forward, and shoulder. Shift forward, reset. Rotate back into your right foot, and up, release the left. Coming down through the S-curve, extending. Then rise on the right, turning right step. And elbow. Shift onto the left and rotate through to step. And 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Good.
Very good.
We're doing the same form?
Yes, well, and our feet are going the same way. So
That's good. That's a good start.
That's a good start, because I usually end up going over there.
Good.
But, yeah, yeah, I do like that. That's a good one too.
Yeah, it's very good.
Or, yeah, in the morning. Or
So,
anytime.
try it again.
Try it again.
So, for both of you, in order to move your left foot out, after you've rotated right, you have to rotate left some degree.
So not there.
Yeah. So the thing there is that there's a real subtlety in that rotation, because you're turning right, you turn part way left.
Oh, I see, okay.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
So that I can rotate and rise to my basic level.
Okay, oh, I see, okay.
And then you continue the rotation onto your left and turn and step and off and running. But it's doing that first part, doing the stepping out and the preparation is as important as the postures. We tend to rush through it.
Well, I make it more than one step. I think it's a Rick Barrett thing, because 'cause you get you here, and then in order to get this foot to go out, you gotta go back. And then.
There are other ways,
Either way probably
yeah,
works.
there are other, yeah.
And then, now a little bit of a. That's where I get it. Here.
So one of the things in working on this, I think one of the first things I would say, probably for both of you, is to really concentrate on being aware of your body constantly moving. If the body doesn't move, then arms and legs do not move. So that's happening. So it's really being aware that that this first movement is a sink and then a rotate and rise, and then going out and in. Notice that my arms go out. This is actually a throw. You've gone up the ward off right, you've got this guy off balance, and you can turn and let him go. And you're in, and this is more in. And now this is one of the hard ones, because all you've got is whatever rotation you have there, and you lengthen it by going down and up. It can be twice as long as going here if you go here, which gives you time to push down and down. And you're going on to this foot, and here that moves and allows this to bend in. Sorry. And you go here. This, you haven't gone all the way to here at that point.
Oh, okay.
When you have completed that and you turn, yeah, you're getting this in position. It's coming together, and then it's extending from the scapula.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually set it up before I start to move.
Yeah. You gotta, yeah. So that's a really making that principle of core awareness is just really important. I mean, the whole thing is if one part of the body moves, all parts move. And if any part is still, all parts are still. And that's whole body movement. Master Joe, beat on us. I guess
Hands don't move.
I haven't beaten on you enough about that.
No, nowhere near enough.
So,
gotta get that bamboo cane out.
Yeah, right.
There's Zen masters do.
Oh, yeah, oh, when I was doing fencing, I had a European master who escaped from his country and came to this country, and he did that.
Mm.
If you had your elbow in the wrong position, you'd feel his.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I won't do that, however.
No.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, guys,
Yeah,
that'll be enough to work on.
that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very
Thank you.
good. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you.
Back live.
Next class actually is the beginning of a new session,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I'll throw that out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
How much is it? I can't remember.
240.
240.
Yeah, I can never remember.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll send you a check.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
no problem.
Mm.
All right. Well, we're picking up
Back on the road.
our one of our boys and his wife today.
Oh, good.
So we have a little.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
Zach and Hannah are coming, and then next week Dylan's coming.
Oh, wow.
So,
Holy moly.
Family reunion.
yeah.
Isn't that nice?
And we have 2 new kittens.
All right.
Well,
Oh.
I'll tell you, it's so nice to have that animal energy back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you find these?
You know, this is one of those good things that happen. Travis, who does our lawn and stuff, said that his neighbor fostered cats for POA, Protector of Animals.
Oh, okay.
And that she had 2 that he thought she was getting ready to put out. So he mentioned us to her, and we called and went over, and they were just they're delightful.
Mhm.
They're 4 months old,
Oh, wow.
Oh, good.
male and female, brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get them from Protector of Animals, all the vet stuff is done. They're spayed and neutered, and all their shots, and microchipped, and
Yeah, all that stuff.
all of that stuff. So
The
that was-
microchip, though,
yeah, so that's great. And it took them about 24 hours to settle in, and
Hmm.
yeah. Yep, running around.
they're delighting us.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
And what did you name them?
Moki and Mango.
Moki and Mango.
Mm.
There's some names pulled out of the hat.
Jane's very good at that.
Hmm.
Is one orange?
No. They're both tigers, but Mango, the female, is she is on her sides. She is got kind of swirling instead of the stripes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hmm.
and she's much smaller than he is, but she's got a longer tail.
Makes up with that tail.
compensate for it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Goodness.
So,
Well, good
Yeah.
for you guys.
yeah,
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say hi to Jeannie.
I will, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, Linguini came up and woke us up this morning, so.
Yes, well,
That's her
They-
cat.
they,
Linguini,
Yeah, he's Linguini.
Italian, huh?
He's way overweight.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause he has one thing on his mind.
Food.
Food.
Yeah, we're very familiar with that. We work in,
Yeah, he'll hang out in the morning morning, but as soon as one of us moves, he's like in the bed, scratching and